In a world often characterized by fleeting trends and fleeting relationships, many find themselves yearning for a steadfast inner strength, a quiet yet unshakable self-assurance that radiates from within. Perhaps you, too, have experienced the sting of self-doubt, that insidious feeling that holds you back from speaking your mind, stepping into leadership, or embracing your full potential. It's a familiar struggle, isn't it? Feeling as though, despite all your accomplishments and capabilities, you are somehow fundamentally not enough. But here's something truly powerful to hold on to. The confidence we seek isn't some elusive ideal or an external validation. It's already within us, waiting to be nurtured, cultivated, and strengthened. Like any worthwhile journey, the path to true, unwavering confidence takes time, intention, and the right guidance. Today, we turn to an ancient source of wisdom, a philosophy that transcends fleeting moments of assurance and quick fixes. This wisdom delves deep, touching the very essence of who you are, transforming how you perceive yourself and the world around you. This philosophy speaks to our universal longing for a profound sense of worth, clarity, and a confidence so deeply rooted that it remains steadfast through life's inevitable storms. For centuries, it has guided countless individuals to stand tall, irrespective of their circumstances. Here's the critical truth. Self-doubt doesn't simply vanish on its own. It's a persistent shadow that needs to be consciously faced, not conveniently ignored. Accomplishments, fleeting moments of social approval, or temporary surges of success won't permanently banish it. Real, enduring confidence doesn't depend on external applause or temporary highs. It's something far deeper, a conscious choice to trust yourself, to honor your core values, and to stay committed to a purpose that imbues your life with meaning. The art of building unshakable confidence begins with consciously stepping out of the endless cycle of insecurity and stepping into the firm stability of self-worth. This kind of confidence doesn't crumble in the face of criticism or falter at the mere hint of failure. It doesn't constantly seek approval from others or waver under the relentless weight of shifting opinions. Instead, it becomes a quiet strength within you, steadily stabilizing you even when doubt surrounds you like a dense fog. But what if you've never truly felt this kind of unshakable confidence? What if insecurity has held you back for so long that you don't even know where to begin? Know that you're not alone. The relentless pressures of today's hyper-competitive world can make anyone feel inadequate. We're constantly pushed to compare ourselves to others, subtly and not so subtly, convinced that we're somehow lacking. We are bombarded with carefully curated images of people who seem more capable, more attractive, or more successful than we are. It's easy to lose faith in ourselves and to let pervasive insecurity creep in through those insidious cracks of comparison. Yet this ancient wisdom reveals another way, a path to cultivate confidence without waiting for the world's permission. True confidence begins from within, not as a superficial attitude to fake, but as a deeply ingrained practice, a series of deliberate choices that consciously align with our core principles and values. These choices are not reserved for a fearless few. They're readily available to anyone willing to approach life with awareness, courage, and unwavering persistence. Timeless wisdom reminds us to stay steady, be patient, and focus intently on what we can control, our thoughts, reactions, and actions, while simultaneously letting go of what we cannot, like the opinions and judgments of others. Real confidence isn't about striving for some unattainable ideal of perfection. It's not about never making mistakes or always knowing all the answers. It's not loud or flashy. In fact, genuine confidence often reveals itself in quiet yet profoundly powerful ways. The strength to say no when needed, the inner peace that comes from deeply knowing your worth, or the quiet resilience to keep going despite inevitable setbacks. It's about staying true to who you truly are, even when the world around you tries to pull you in countless different directions. This type of confidence doesn't waver in the face of hardship or rely on fleeting validation. It is firmly rooted in self-respect, personal responsibility, and unyielding resilience. It fully acknowledges that your inherent value isn't defined by achievements or the ever-shifting opinions of others. Your worth is intrinsic, and that single, profound truth alone is incredibly empowering. This journey doesn't demand immediate fearlessness or some impossible state of perfection. It simply asks for persistence and unwavering courage. Confidence isn't about transforming into someone you're not. It's about fully embracing who you truly are, with all your strengths, imperfections, and untapped potential. As we consciously break through the pervasive barriers of insecurity, one deliberate choice at a time, we'll uncover timeless principles that offer clarity, unwavering strength, and a renewed sense of self. This isn't about conforming to a narrow mold or chasing fleeting trends. It's about rediscovering the inherent power that has always resided within you, ready to grow, to steady, and to refine. So, are you genuinely ready to let go of doubt, to build a resilience that doesn't falter, and to discover a confidence that is real, enduring, and unshakable? If so, the journey begins now, with each conscious step you take. With each choice, each lesson, and each moment, you'll come to realize that true confidence isn't a gift bestowed upon a lucky few. It's a practice, a way of living, and a deeply personal decision to trust in your own inherent worth. Let's begin this transformative journey together, one step at a time, because the life you're truly here to live deserves nothing less. Empowering, isn't it? As we delve further into this transformative journey, we unravel a truth so simple yet profoundly impactful that it redefines the very foundation of self-assurance. All too often, confidence feels elusive, precariously tied to fleeting successes or the transient approval of others. But, as ancient wisdom teaches, true confidence is rooted in something far deeper, something unshakable and entirely within our reach. What if the steady, unwavering confidence we seek doesn't originate from relentlessly proving ourselves to the world, but from consciously embracing an inner strength that has always been ours? This transformative concept lies at the very heart of Stoic philosophy, redefining what it truly means to feel assured, capable, and at profound peace with who we are. Together, let's explore the true essence of confidence, carefully peeling back the limiting layers of external expectations and uncovering a path to a stronger, more resilient self. The true source of lasting confidence doesn't reside in external applause or fleeting achievements. It lies in a quiet, yet profound, understanding of our authentic self, an unbreakable connection to our core values and timeless principles. For centuries, Stoic philosophy has taught that true self-assurance doesn't stem from what others think of us or even from our fleeting accomplishments. Instead, it grows organically from what we know to be fundamentally true within ourselves. Confidence, according to the core tenets of Stoicism, isn't about mastering the often unpredictable world around us. It's about mastering how we consciously respond to life's inevitable challenges. It's a deeply personal journey of self-discovery, firmly grounded in unwavering self-respect, steadfast personal accountability, and an unyielding commitment to consciously living by our deeply held principles. In our modern lives, it's far too easy to mistakenly conflate real confidence with the transient praise we receive or the fleeting milestones we achieve. Society often mistakenly equates genuine confidence with a constant, almost obsessive, need to prove ourselves worthy through external accomplishments, material possessions, or the fleeting approval of others. But Stoic wisdom offers a liberating and incredibly powerful alternative perspective. True, enduring confidence is about consciously knowing ourselves so deeply that our core sense of worth becomes virtually immune to the inevitable fluctuations of external circumstances. This kind of deeply ingrained confidence isn't built on what we relentlessly do, but on who we consistently choose to be moment by deliberate moment. It's about cultivating a quiet, grounded understanding that we are, in fact, fundamentally enough, exactly as we are. When confidence organically springs from this solid place of inner clarity, it doesn't falter in the face of stinging criticism or crumble under the crushing weight of failure. Instead, it endures because it's firmly rooted in something unbreakable, our steadfast integrity. To truly understand the very source of enduring confidence, we must consciously shift our focus inward, diligently concentrating on what we can directly control, rather than passively looking outward for fleeting validation or desperately seeking constant approval from others. Stoicism relentlessly encourages us to concentrate intently on what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, and our reactions. This shift is incredibly powerful because it reminds us that we don't inherently need anyone else to tell us that we're worthy or capable. We already inherently possess everything we need within ourselves. When we wholeheartedly commit to consistently living by our core values, truth, unwavering kindness, unwavering resilience, and steadfast responsibility, confidence becomes a natural, almost effortless, expression of who we genuinely are, rather than something we desperately chase externally. Consciously cultivating this kind of deeply ingrained confidence requires persistently practicing self-honesty. Self-honesty is about diligently acknowledging our strengths and our weaknesses with both compassion and genuine openness, completely free from harsh judgment or self-denial. It's not about incessantly criticizing ourselves or constantly dwelling on perceived flaws. Instead, it's about consciously facing ourselves with courage and a genuine willingness to grow. When we deeply know ourselves, our motivations, our values, and our challenges, we stand firmly on a solid foundation that no one can ever shake. Self-honesty strips away the insidious need for external validation, because we no longer blindly rely on others to arbitrarily define our worth. We consciously become our own source of assurance, confidently drawing strength from a deep, unwavering understanding of our authentic self. Another cornerstone of Stoic confidence is consciously accepting the inherent limits of our control. Life is inevitably filled with countless events that lie far beyond our limited influence. The arbitrary opinions of others, unpredictable circumstances, and unexpected twists of fate. Obsessively trying to control these uncontrollable elements only leads to heightened frustration and pervasive self-doubt. But when we consciously accept what we realistically can and cannot control, we actively free ourselves from the debilitating anxiety that inevitably comes with desperately seeking approval or irrationally fearing failure. Instead, we consciously focus our precious energy on what truly matters, living by our guiding principles, maintaining unwavering integrity, and finding genuine fulfillment in what we can directly influence. It is here, in this conscious space, that authentic confidence flourishes. By deliberately letting go of the persistent need to control everything and consciously embracing the quiet peace that naturally comes from focusing solely on our own conscious choices, we create the internal space for true, unwavering resilience to thrive. Resilience, another crucial pillar of Stoic confidence, consciously comes from embracing challenges rather than desperately trying to avoid them. Life will inevitably bring its fair share of difficulties and persistent uncertainties, but our conscious response to these inevitable challenges is what truly defines us. When we meet setbacks with calm resolve, we consciously strengthen our inner foundation. Stoicism explicitly teaches that hardships are not to be blindly feared, but actively seen as invaluable opportunities to consciously grow, to deliberately learn, and to consciously become stronger. Conscious resilience isn't about unrealistically pretending that everything is easy or foolishly believing that we should somehow be fearless. It's about consciously trusting that we can successfully handle whatever comes our way with grace and steadfast purpose. With this resilient mindset, confidence becomes virtually unbreakable. It's no longer precariously tied to what transiently happens around us. Instead, it's deliberately rooted in the unwavering understanding that we are fundamentally capable of consciously navigating life's inevitable challenges with grace, purpose, and a deep, internal sense of unwavering confidence. This is the kind of unwavering confidence that has the power to transform entire lives. It's not loud or flashy. It's quiet, steady, and deeply empowering. It consciously endures through the storm of persistent criticism, fleeting failure, and perpetual uncertainty because it isn't consciously dependent on anything external. It's a pure reflection of who we genuinely are, our core values, and our unwavering commitment to consciously living with steadfast integrity. And so, we consciously step forward on this transformative journey toward unshakable confidence, a confidence that supports, empowers, and transforms the very life you're truly here to live. Let's consciously begin as we continue to cultivate unwavering self-assurance. According to the timeless tenets of Stoicism, we recognize that it is deeply connected to unshakable self-respect. When we consistently act in ways that consciously honor our deeply held values, we build an internal trust in ourselves that no one else can ever give us. Each time we make deliberate choices that consciously align with our guiding principles, whether it's being unequivocally honest, showing genuine kindness, or standing firm in our deeply held beliefs, we deliberately strengthen our conscious sense of steadfast integrity. This internal alignment consciously fosters lasting peace and enduring security because we profoundly know that we are deliberately living authentically. As a direct result, we no longer desperately seek external approval or concern ourselves with the fleeting opinions of others. We consciously become grounded in our deeply held truth, and conscious confidence naturally flourishes. Consistently living in deliberate harmony with our core values unequivocally ensures that we fully respect ourselves, and that profound respect consciously becomes the unshakable foundation for genuine confidence. One of Stoicism's most liberating and profoundly impactful lessons is consistently understanding that we emphatically don't need to be perfect to be inherently worthy. Perfection is a seductive illusion that consistently feeds dissatisfaction and corrosive self-doubt. Instead, Stoicism explicitly invites us to consciously embrace our imperfections as an indispensable part of our shared humanity, rather than as glaring flaws to be endlessly fixed. When we consciously accept that we are fundamentally enough, even with our inevitable imperfections, we deliberately free ourselves from the insidious cycle of comparison and the pervasive anxiety of insecurity. Enduring confidence doesn't spring forth from consistently flawless performance or unbroken success. It consciously comes from deeply knowing that we are already inherently worthy, despite our inevitable imperfections. This conscious acceptance deliberately allows us to navigate life with calm assurance, completely free from the stifling burden of unrealistic standards. Another key component of cultivating Stoic confidence is deliberately practicing gratitude, which consciously shifts our focus away from what we perceive we inherently lack and towards what we presently have. It actively reminds us of our existing strengths, the small, incremental progress we've consciously made, and the joy that is presently in our lives. By consciously practicing gratitude, we deliberately cultivate deep contentment and relentlessly reinforce our innate self-worth. Instead of constantly striving for more or relentlessly comparing ourselves to others, we consciously learn to deliberately appreciate who we genuinely are and how far we have already come on our individual journeys. Consciously practicing gratitude consciously creates a solid foundation for enduring confidence by deliberately rooting us in abundance, rather than in pervasive scarcity. We deliberately stop feeling the persistent need to relentlessly prove ourselves or desperately seek transient validation, because we consciously realize that we are already fundamentally enough. Stoic confidence is an enduring inner strength, unshaken by external circumstances. It grows directly from deliberate self-nurturing. Enduring confidence doesn't inherently require us to loudly proclaim our worth or to constantly prove it through ceaseless achievements. Instead, it's a quiet, steady presence that deliberately strengthens with every conscious act of integrity and every deliberate moment of heartfelt self-acceptance. Stoicism explicitly teaches that enduring confidence isn't a destination to desperately reach. It's a conscious way of living. It's deliberately aligning with our deepest values and consciously trusting in our inherent ability to deliberately handle life's inevitable challenges. It isn't inherently about becoming something fundamentally different or acquiring something external. It's about consciously uncovering what has always resided within us. As we deliberately embrace this life-altering perspective, we consciously liberate ourselves from the stifling chains of persistent insecurity and self-doubt. Deliberate confidence is no longer precariously tied to fleeting validation or the transient opinions of others. Instead, it deliberately becomes a deeply personal source of unwavering assurance, consciously drawing strength directly from within. This transformative shift consciously allows us to deliberately live with profound peace, steadfast purpose, and unshakable self-belief. As we deliberately navigate the complexities of human relationships, it is imperative that we explore a critical aspect of our journey: consciously understanding inauthenticity. Genuine connections requires awareness and wisdom, and we've now explored key characteristics that reveal the true nature of those around us. From the corrosive inconsistencies in their carefully crafted stories to the insidious unreliability of their overt commitments, each sign carefully serves as a guiding post on our deliberate journey. In the realm of interpersonal dynamics, it's vital to recognize individuals who may not be genuine in their interactions. This is not about fostering paranoia, but about developing a discerning eye for authenticity. Recognizing traits like inconsistent stories, superficial connections, and a lack of empathy can help you cultivate more meaningful relationships. To begin with, it is essential to understand the inconsistencies in an individual's narrative. Authenticity tends to involve a coherent and stable life story. Thus, drastically shifting narratives often signal a lack of genuineness. Secondly, recognize what true connection should look like: deep and mutual. If a person consistently exhibits superficiality in relationships, it could be an indicator of inauthenticity. Genuine relationships thrive on trust, empathy, and reciprocation. Superficial connections often stem from what others can offer materially or socially. It is key, then, to observe if relationships are more about what they can gain rather than what they can give. A key component of authentic relationships is undoubtedly empathy. People who lack empathy often struggle to genuinely connect. Demonstrations of indifference to other people's feelings or a general inability to share in others' experiences are red flags, as these behaviors suggest an emotional detachment that could be linked to inauthenticity. And of course, it is crucial to monitor those who engage in manipulative behavior. Individuals who frequently try to control others are likely to have deceptive qualities. This behavior is a deliberate strategy to influence others for personal gain without considering their emotional or psychological well-being. Often manipulation involves tactics like guilt-tripping or charm. And while these techniques can sometimes be subtle, recognizing them is crucial for self-protection. Another key characteristic to consider is their demonstration of fairness or lack thereof. People who can't seem to keep their commitments can be problematic. An inability to follow through on promises is a significant red flag, and an inability to commit to goals and standards in a reliable fashion is problematic as well. This lack of follow-through reveals more than just forgetfulness. It signifies a deep lack of integrity, which can negatively affect those involved. It is worth noting that one of the most common signs of a problematic individual can be excessive self-promotion. Constant self-centeredness in relationships often reveals a lack of authenticity. These individuals often exaggerate achievements and seek constant attention. Genuine self-confidence, on the other hand, doesn't necessitate the consistent need to brag or seek external admiration. It's a quiet assurance rooted in self-awareness. It may be worth practicing the utilization of your own intuition. Often, trusting your instincts is the most reliable method for identifying authentic connections. If something feels off about a person, don't ignore it. The value of trusting your instincts cannot be understated. Often the subtle cues you notice in interactions reveal far more than superficial observations might suggest. That being said, it's crucial to note that in all of this, balance is critical, as authenticity is found in balance. Not all interactions are going to be perfectly positive, and people are inherently flawed. Thus, as you navigate your day-to-day relationships and look for authenticity in others, it is vital that you first recognize the importance of authenticity within yourself. This helps build relationships that foster support and build confidence. Ultimately, as you seek to improve your relationships with others, be sure to reflect on how you can be better to yourself and to those you encounter each and every day. And, if for no other reason, keep in mind what Marcus Aurelius said: waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one.